at the back of Burma camp. It's a very, very sad moment to think of Dr. Omani Boama in the past tense, to think of Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed in the past tense, to think of Dr. Sapong, and to think of all our fallen heroes in the past tense. We are grieving, and my prayer number one, I pray that we don't forget the wives, the children, and the family members after we've placed our brothers in the earth. It's very easy for all of us to just go back, and in our ways of coping we forget. May we not forget the families, especially the wives and the children of these fallen heroes. Number three, the way that I personally think I can cope with the tragedy in my own personal way is to live the kind of life that Dr. Edward Omani Boama stood for. To live the kind of public service life that Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed lived for. To live the kind of sacrificial life that Dr. Sapong lived for. To live the kind of life that all the fallen 8 heroes lived for. I may not be able to list all of them, but we must honor them by doing the things that they stood for. They stood against corruption. That if I find myself in public office, it is not for me to make money for myself, my friends, and my family. It is for me to lift up all Ghanaians in my support of the president and his ministers. Omani Boama was a servant, a hard-working guy. There were tasks that he took on that I think of and I said, wow. And he worked very hard. Sometimes he's sending me responses to WhatsApp about Ghana time. I'm in New York and he's sending me responses about 1 a.m. And I know the huge portfolio he was carrying, but he was a committed guy, dedicated, a medical doctor who admired Sheikh Guvera, a medical doctor who felt sacrificing for the public was the best. He was generous behind the scenes, not using Ghana's money to help people, but his personal money. He was generous in that regard. He wanted a very modern military for Ghana. So anything we can do in support of the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, anything that I can do in support of the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Pukwajim, all the ministers, all the appointees, to say, brother, for the sake of the memory of Omani, Dr. Murtala, and the other 6 that perished with them in that crash, if we can do things with accountability, responsibility, unity, integrity, and a conscientiousness to say we are not given positions for ourselves. If we can every day avoid corruption, avoid any laziness, if we can pursue excellence. Anytime I'm feeling like I'm going to slack, let me remember what Omani fought for, struggled for, and died for. If I do that, then in a way I'm curing myself of the grief and the pain. If I can sacrifice and do things to say I don't need any money, power, or influence, but I'm doing it for the sake of my people, the people of Ghana, and even the people of Africa, the people in the diaspora, then it is worth it, and it will be to the memory of Dr. Edward Kofi Omani Boama and Dr. Alhaji Murtala Mohammed, and specifically on galamsey. It takes a certain level of wickedness for us to continue doing something that is proven and shown that for the little gold and monies we are getting, we are doing more irreparable damage, not just to the land, not just to the environment, the forests and the rivers. We are even deformed babies are coming up in these areas. We are damaging the environment. The water we are drinking is now poisoned. It's even entering into the food we eat. It is not a joke. It is not a fable. You can't say, oh, I need my gold today. I don't care what happens tomorrow. For the sake of our 8 fallen patriots and heroes, we must end galamsey. If you continue with galamsey because you want greedy money, quick money, you are evil. If you continue pursuing galamsey, illegal mining, using chemicals, blocking rivers, damaging the environment, and you don't care as long as you get some money and whatever, then you are doing a lot of harm to our people. So we must end galamsey in honor of these 8 fallen heroes. We must do everything within our power. It is not left to the president alone or the ministers or the officials. Every one of us must do everything within our power. Ending galamsey is not a lose-lose situation. It's a win-win for all of us in Ghana.